stuff.
But you can buy it local?
Huh? Yeah.
Hey, Facebook.
We're
talking about butterbeer.
Woodland Hills Mall has it.
There's a Pops at Woodland Hills Mall?
Lolly. It's called
Lollipops.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
the candy store.
Man,
They've
I haven't
got
been to
it,
the mall in a while.
I've seen it in Quick Trips actually now.
It's everywhere now. I've seen it in research.
Butterbeer is everywhere. Hi, Facebook. How are you?
Hey.
Hey guys.
Important conversations happening.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Butterbeer locations. This is episode 117 of Gather the Nerds. Mother Flerken.
That is the name. That is the name.
I'm Cav. That's Nick.
What's up, guys?
Church is here.
Hey guys.
Hannah's here.
Hi.
We've got some stuff to talk about, don't we? The one thing we are not going to talk about beyond Mother Flerken is Captain Marvel. One, because Church hasn't seen it yet. And two, we're going to give everybody a week before we dig into it.
I saw a meme today about Captain Marvel. It had a picture of Carol Danvers, and it had Shazam. And said, I can't wait to see Captain Marvel on screen. And above him is somebody named Carol Danvers. And then it was from comicbook.com, so it was like, relax.
All right, so we will say it is worth seeing the 90s references. It is worth it for the 90s references alone.
The
Soundtrack. Will that soundtrack reach Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack level popularity?
I just don't know that you can, because those songs are so much more iconic.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't know.
fit into the story.
True.
That was a big part of...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there were some that fit perfectly.
Yeah, but it was like him actually playing it. That was his mixtape.
Gotcha. That's
true.
true.
There
That's
is
true.
there is something with that mixtape. Yeah, that is a good point.
That's a very good point.
But I will say I found out that the composer for the score for the soundtrack, first female
Jeremy Rockefeller's
composer
here.
for a Marvel movie.
It was the first Marvel movie ever that they composed.
Or female that did
Oh,
the composer.
I missed that part.
Rockefeller's here. Hey, Jeremy. He had never been in the balcony before.
Boy, he was excited now. I'll tell
He
you.
was. He was indeed.
He was amped.
Yeah. So we will go into
Makes you feel like a king.
we will go and talk. We will talk about the movie in general next week, but it is worth a watch. So we've got some Marvel, some DC, some Star Wars. My microphone is off slightly. Movies, TV, a little gaming, a little news, a little tech. Where do we want to begin? Church? Choose.
Gaming.
You want to start with gaming?
Sure.
All right, let's hit up with gaming. Rumors abound of our favorite Master Chief. The Master Chief Collection might be coming to PC, which is awesome. Did you know that March 7th is Master Chief's birthday?
Is that going to be a day?
It should be. But he was born like March 7th, like 2311 or something. So it is not yet his birthday. Can you celebrate somebody's in the future's birthday? This is a question.
Sure.
Why not?
Master Chief Day.
What if you're wrong by just like 24 hours and the whole time you've been celebrating and you get there and he's not coming?
He's not yet.
You're like,
Man, he's late to his own party.
man, we got this totally wrong. And then the next day you're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
We're good.
What if they
We're
change
good.
their calendar in the future?
You forget to calculate leap year. How many leap years do you have?
Maybe it was spring forward.
That is that tonight?
Yeah.
That's tonight.
It's
That
tonight.
sucks.
We'll get an extra hour of sunlight.
That's dumb. I'd take the extra hour of sleep. At least right now.
One time.
That's
One time.
That's what I
for an
keep trying to
extra
tell.
hour of
Like, yeah,
sunlight
Johnny will
every
say.
day.
Johnny will say things like, "Well, we get extra sleep for one day." Like then
Hey.
after that, it's all reset. Like it's just the normal.
There
pattern.
are some days you just need an extra hour of sleep.
Yeah, that's today for sure.
Yeah, I feel you.
Well,
you
so
can
I
just
guess
go
I'm
to
gonna have
sleep.
to.
1 hour earlier,
Why?
so you can
For shame.
maintain your hours.
There's too much Cheers to watch.
There's a finite amount of Cheers.
There's 11 seasons. I started this task like almost a year ago. I'm
Wait.
in like season 9.
That's how we were with Frasier. I
Yeah.
think it's 11 seasons. And
Yeah.
like by the end, we're like, we just have 2 more episodes. We have to do this.
We have to get through
We've
this.
come too far.
But here's the thing. Once you're done with something that long, by the time you get to the end, you don't remember what happened in the beginning. Just start it over. So-
Or you're like, well, what do I do with my life now?
If it's
that
Frasier,
feeling,
you've
you're
got to
like,
go to Cheers. Like, I think after Cheers, I'll probably go back. I'll probably do another run through of How I Met Your Mother.
Boo.
Oh, you can get out.
Boo.
Get out.
Boo.
Get out.
Boo.
I like How
I'm
I
gonna
Met Your
mute your
Mother
mic.
until the end.
Yeah, the end is dumb, but
Yeah.
going up
That's
to the
what-
end is great.
There you go.
Wait, the
But in a
end?
20
did he
Oh,
did he meet the
in-
mom?
Lord.
In a 22
What happened?
episode season, though, there are 7 good episodes, 7 okay episodes, and 8 episodes you wish you never saw. That is every television series ever made.
Yeah,
Seems like a high
that's true.
percentage of it. Though,
With
that I wouldn't
How I
wanna
Met
see.
Your Mother, there's one episode that ruined the entire show.
Then
So,
just don't watch the last episode. It's great.
You
All the
know
way
it
up to that point.
exists.
Does it really?
You
Yeah.
know it exists.
I mean, if your math, how many episodes?
In a 22 episode season, it's
So if
7
there's
great.
7 and 7.
7
and then
great
there's
ones,
a mystery
7
episode.
I'm just gonna say if there's like 8 that you didn't. I mean, that's
But-
almost 50%.
But no,
Like
it's 7 great ones, 7 good ones, and 7 or 8 that aren't that good. So you
exactly.
Get,
So it's about 50% of it that's not good.
that's not 50%. That's 1/3. 7. So you've got 14 good
If
episodes.
There's 22 and there's 8 of them. It's almost 50%
Eh,
by about 4 episodes.
yeah.
So 37.2%. I
Eric,
don't know.
Eric
Yeah.
Myers says, for me, it's Star Trek all shows.
There you go.
There's something weird going on with my hair. Sorry.
You're fine.
Well, there's something weird going on with my math, so it's okay.
So Xbox or Microsoft promised quote exciting news relating to Halo: The Master Chief Collection for its Inside Xbox show next week. Everybody is theorizing that it will be a PC port of the game, which is both good and or bad depending on who is doing the port, because some PC ports do not go very well. Now there was Halo Combat Evolved, the very beginning. There is already a PC version of that game. Like, it came out originally with it, but they never... I don't know if they ever did 2. I know they didn't do 3 or 4 or 5. The Abomination, that was 5. Is there 5?
I don't think they did 2.
I don't think they did 2 on PC either.
Sam will tell us
Yes, he will.
soon if
So, yeah. So, if you like...
PC version was very good. It had different maps on it too.
Yeah.
Rockefeller said he finally played the original version of
The
Halo.
original Halo today.
So good.
Hey, Rock, that's where I started, thanks to Jared. He told me to start there and said if I didn't, I couldn't play.
That's true.
I couldn't play with the group, so there you go.
What I really like about the original Halo, the Master Chief Collection on Xbox One and things like that, is you can hit the 3-line button, and it basically takes the graphics back to old school original Xbox.
Love that.
Like, and at the time, like, I remember vividly buying my first Xbox, and I also remember what it took to get multiplayer to work for Halo, like player versus player. You had to have a PC, a computer in the middle, and that's how I played, like, direct player versus player versus people that I knew. There was a PC that was in the middle, so I imagine.
LAN party.
Yep. Lynn says they did too.
They did?
Yeah, that's what he says.
Cool.
So yeah, so you might said that might be something worth playing on PC. If we
I'm glad they're doing that, especially that one.
yeah,
Instead of saying, "Oh, we're gonna put the last Halo." What was the last Halo? Was it
5,
5?
4.
Instead of saying, "Oh, we're focusing on that," putting Master Chief
Yeah.
Chronicles on there. Smart move.
Very smart.
Yeah.
And you got to figure this is the setup for Halo Infinite, which has been officially confirmed that it will be a launch title with the new Xbox. So,
Which is scheduled when?
no official schedule. Most people are saying 2020. We're going to get a new version, a discless version of the Xbox One S, allegedly potentially within the next 6 months.
So basically, don't buy the One X at this point. Just
Well, no. I mean, I don't think so, because we don't know what the new one's going to be, and it could be easily 18 months before you get that. And so, and the thing, the X prices are coming down now, anyways. And it's
yeah,
a
I
heck
keep
of a
coming
machine.
across deals that are about $340 with a game.
That's about as good as it gets at the moment. So,
Wow.
yep. All right, so that's really all the gaming stuff. So let's dig into DC news. I am apparently a prophet of some kind. Stephen Amell announced Arrow will end after a shortened 8th season, 10 episodes. It says this decision comes amid rumors that Oliver Queen will die during the Crisis on Infinite Earths event, or the next. Basically, Arrow will end. What it sounds like during the next crossover.
That's what I would think.
So he has failed his city.
He is done.
Unless he dies saving it.
That's true.
That's what I would think. I think he'll go out.
I'd say death is pretty certain failure.
It will be more than just
save
this.
the hero. I mean, not if he saved the city.
It will be more
Sure.
than just the city. If it's
the world.
Crisis, it will be the universe and all of them. But
DC version of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Let's get this.
it's
Excuse me, Hawkeye is way better.
he posted a very emotional Facebook Live video talking about the end. But basically, when this got announced, he went on Facebook and did everything. He basically said it's time to spend more time with his family and his daughter, and he doing other things. And so he was done. And this has been in the works for a while. Since you're talking, he said basically since last season. So at that point, like I said, I stick with my original theory in that you move your phone from under the mic. My original theory that that's how Arrow will end. Church, will you throw his phone out the door? The Arrow will end, and it will be something in Crisis, Crisis Infinite Earth.
Well, I mean, it's a good way to kind of wrap it up, I suppose.
It is, and the thing is, I don't think you can, unless they're also planning on finishing Supergirl, like canceling Supergirl, which I don't think they are at the moment, because everything got renewed basically. You can't kill Supergirl like you would in normal Crisis, and in Flash too, like that's also there. So there's a lot of things that can happen there. So the last 10 episodes for Arrow should be pretty spectacular.
Well, I'm excited. I'm behind. I don't get to watch it like everybody else, but I'm excited to be able to see it for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad they're going to do something like this versus like, let's continue Arrow with Roy Harper or his kid who's now older or whatever.
Right, like a flash forward kind of thing.
And that's the thing. There's nothing saying that if he doesn't die, which I find unlikely, but if he doesn't, he can still show up in the crossovers. Like there's just not going to be a series there. So I imagine the main crossover mantle stuff will probably fall to Flash in terms of what causes the crossover, because Flash is constantly causing problems in the timeline.
Yeah, he's always causing problems.
So, but
He
yeah,
just needs to slow down.
Do you think some of the characters from Arrow will go into some of the other shows?
that's a good point. That's a good question.
Like, Diggle could go to Flash.
I think Diggle and Flash would be hilarious because every time he carries Diggle around, one, he vomits, and two, he just thinks it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what they want to. I mean, Diggle's been around since the beginning. He might be ready to move on to something else. I don't know. I mean, you've got. I want to say, is it Mr. Fantastic? What's the dude's name? I mean, you've got Wild Dog, and you've got a few other characters, but I think Diggle. I mean, Black Canary, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Diggle's the only one. I mean, we're not going to speak of her name. She doesn't need to go anywhere except canceled.
What if they make
really don't like her. Something
an
is
Argus
very much happening.
show?
An Argus show.
Is that my name?
That could be cool.
I'd be down.
It's like a Shield.
They've talked about that, I
And then
think,
they
at
could
some
all
point.
just go over there.
That's a good point.
Well, and it might. I mean, it could even kind of enrich the movie side of it, like Shield does.
Well, because I mean, if you look at it, Argus. I mean, this is a perfect lead into what we're going to talk about next. But you could do characters that are not going to do the movie. You could do basically a TV Suicide Squad. I mean, that they've referenced Suicide Squad specifically in Arrow, with their own Deadshot and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess that's certainly a possibility. I think because at that point it could almost follow the. I mean, you could do an overarching storyline, but that almost would follow like the Legends model, which is kind of like self-contained
Exactly.
stories, and you could do some stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what's going to happen in the. What are they going to call it now? That it's not going to be the Arrowverse anymore. That Arrow's gone.
Flashverse.
Flashverse.
Oh, they can name it after one of the
DC-verse.
17 shows that it.
That remain.
Yeah.
Hero verse.
Yeah.
Hero verse.
Eric is asking, do you guys think they will ever do a true Marvel versus DC crossover in the movies?
No.
Never going to happen in our lifetime, unfortunately. Too many egos.
Too much money.
Too much money. I think it would be great. They did it very briefly in the comics, and I'm pretty sure that took an act of Congress.
So we're never gonna get that that Logan Lobo
The
battle.
Logan Lobo battle, yeah.
Logo.
Yep. Mike Adams is back. What's going on,
That's
Mike?
if they were a celebrity couple.
Mike, yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, I would. Okay, so if, let's just say theoretically they do a Marvel DC crossover. What do they do? Who do they bring? Like,
Character-wise?
character-wise.
Justice League and Avengers.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if
you'd
you're
have
going to
to.
cross it over, it has to be the people.
That might
Has
be
to be characters people are familiar with.
that might be the only movie that costs more than Avengers Endgame.
That's a good point.
I mean,
I don't know. Would DC actually bring the budget down? Sorry.
Not if Wonder Woman and Aquaman are there.
There's a
Well,
lot-
that's true.
That's true. I
What
mean,
if that's the crossover? It's just those two.
but they also have to set aside $100 million for mustache removal. Like, this is also true.
What if Batman and Superman just don't show up?
Until the end.
And Wonder Woman and Aquaman lead the movie, but the whole time the Avengers are like, hey, don't you have more? Don't you have a couple more heavies? Yeah, but no one's playing them right now.
Yeah, nobody's.
They're on vacation.
We're awesome anyway.
Yeah, so
I can do a James Hetfield, yeah.
yeah, Nice. So I went and saw Lego Movie 2, and there's a lot of DC in there. Obviously, Batman's hilarious, and the Aquaman. They basically took audio from Aquaman the movie, and they put it on his little Lego self.
That's funny.
So.
Did they actually get Momoa to
I think
voiceover?
I think they literally just lifted the audio from Aquaman, like
cool.
all of his stuff when he's screaming and yelling. I mean, it is straight up out of that. So, I mean, you could do but would it be a Justice League versus Avengers? Like, at that point, Green Arrow and Hawkeye are just shooting arrows at each other, and they're just like hitting each other.
I'm
Like,
okay.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Hawkeye's going to win that battle. Truthfully,
I don't know.
he shoots like this and hits something.
Does
you know,
Hawkeye
like-
have a boxing glove arrow?
He has a boomerang arrow and a net arrow and probably a boxing
That's it.
Hawkeye has so many arrows that we don't even know about.
and bombs and a putty.
Yeah,
arrow.
I like yeah. We'll have to do an in-depth analysis of Hawkeye versus Green Arrow arrows.
What if they're the two that don't really care?
Yeah,
And so they're just sitting back.
They're
comparing.
indifferent to the fight.
Yeah, they're like, these people are being really stupid, and they're just comparing their arrows.
yeah. Like, hey, you got
Hey,
this.
you got this one. How do you do this?
I'll trade you this kryptonite arrow for like.
We don't
In
need that in
Hawkeye's,
my
in
universe.
Hawkeye's like, what's kryptonite?
This is a Tesseract arrow.
Yep. So
You have a smokescreen arrow? That's brilliant.
yes, I have arrows that explode. I think everyone has arrows that explode at this point. But
Did you just take all your arrow powers off the red van from Spy Hunter?
I have an oil slick arrow and a smokescreen arrow. So Mike is asking what's all the news on Stan Lee and stuff. Well, Mike, you're a little behind. So
There hasn't been as much as of late.
yes, not
I
as
was like, is there more?
there's other than something we can't talk about in Captain Marvel, which we will talk about next week, because I was reading an article about what that particular Stan Lee cameo like literally means for the universe, and it's
Big?
huge. Like
is.
it is reaching far beyond what we thought before. But one of the
I want to go see this right after I get done here.
You need to, because I will tell you, the cameo side of it. I'm not going to say anything about what it actually is. But the cameo side of it ties so many things together that we've talked about just at this table.
You'll
Yeah.
love it. You'll
It's
get
amazing.
It.
So
You'll catch it
almost like they
immediately.
were listening to us?
Yes. Like Marvel literally was listening to this podcast and was like, "We got you, fam. It's good."
yeah.
I mean,
would
seriously,
not
because they just.
surprise me.
What if that's
if I
what
say
Alexa
any,
Everyone
does.
knows that within 2 years, GTN is going to be owned by Disney anyway. So.
I'm
Alexa
good
just
with that.
listens in
So
and gives
if-
it to them, and that's what writes the movie.
I think she's right. Yeah.
Say that
the,
again?
The Alexa dot is listening to us,
There you
sending it
go.
all to Marvel and writing the movie.
There you go.
See, look, it lit up. I saw you.
I saw it.
We saw you, devil woman.
Yeah. Devil robot.
But if I say anything beyond that,
Actually, it's
Church,
just sending our conversations to your friends.
Probably.
but if I say anything beyond that, I will
you're fine.
absolutely spoil it, just inadvertently.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's just no way I could say anything else. Just go watch it.
So, Shanther and I are rewatching all the MCU movies
Okay.
in preparation for Endgame.
Yeah.
And all these Stanley cameos are just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's so sad, but so good.
Yeah.
At the same
Absolutely.
time.
So a lot of news out of DC regarding Suicide Squad this week. There was initial reports that Margot Robbie was not going to show up on Suicide Squad. Now she is, but maybe in a much lighter role. The filming title for the production title for the new Suicide Squad movie is just being called El Dorado right now. So who knows? There could be any number of reasons, but two major things have happened. The cast list has gotten leaked in terms of what characters are going to be there, and I'm so excited about one. The new characters include Ratcatcher, Polka Dot Man, and Peacemaker. More importantly, freaking King Shark. I'm stoked about King Shark. That's going to be amazing. Deadshot will be in the movie after all, but Deadshot has been recast. Will Smith is out. Idris Elba is in as Deadshot.
And I think that's going to work.
I think that's going to work
I think
really
it's
well.
gonna work.
I think Idris Elba can do anything.
Yeah. He's incredibly talented.
Yep.
And he's got the accent on top of that. So there you go.
I think he makes it where you have to worry about Deadshot now. Is he going to shoot you with a pinpoint, precise shot, or is he just going to beat the F out of you because Idris Elba?
I think he's just, yeah.
Not only is he going to be
Either or.
precise,
I mean, you have to worry about both.
not only is he going to be precise, but he'll be elegant in the process.
That's true.
Be very smooth.
Yes. He's like, I don't
Charming.
even,
Not shaken.
I don't even
Or
want-
stirred.
Yeah.
I guess he would be shaken.
I don't. He might be the next James Bond.
I thought I saw something that they
Don't
were
care
suggesting
about
he
you.
might be.
Yeah, he has been since Daniel Craig has been
Yeah.
the last couple movies been like, oh, maybe not. Idris Elba by far has been one of the top candidates for.
And he's campaigned for it.
Yeah, he wants to do it.
He definitely wants to do it. The downside that people are talking about now is that all the recasting of 007 stuff like that has always been focused way younger. In terms of someone that can really go with the franchise. But at this point, nobody holds their contracts anyways.
And
Like-
Craig was kind of an older one when he was cast.
Yeah. So I think Idris Elba is 007 would be great. They're calling this new Suicide Squad a, quote, soft relaunch of the franchise. So it is a James Gunn end-to-end
Do you
direction and
remember
script.
the animated movie El Dorado?
Yeah.
Disney?
I
Road
think
to
it
El
might have
Dorado?
been. Yeah. Was
Okay.
it Disney? If not
Yeah.
Disney, it was DreamWorks.
No, it was DreamWorks.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing just with the Suicide Squad.
Just like an adventure off into some, like, trying to find Atlantis.
Yeah.
That's how you tied into Aquaman. Very good. There you go, DC. You're welcome.
And I want them arguing.
I was
all the
thinking
time
of-
like those two guys.
You guys remember the movie The Rundown
Yes.
with Dwayne
Stifler
Johnson
and The Rock?
Stifler?
Yes.
Stifler and The Rock.
And Ernie Reyes Jr. He's the one that whoops his tail in the jungle. He was
So-
also Donatello in the original Ninja Turtles.
Seriously.
Just saying. Yeah.
So Leonardo, by the way, hands down, favorite turtle.
That was a previous conversation.
Or
Got
maybe,
it.
maybe I got that wrong.
So the original working title for that was Hell Dorado.
Nice.
So that's what I think of every time. And then right before it was about to come out, they changed it. Let's go with The Rundown. So
God.
So you know the guy that I'm talking about, Ernie Reyes Jr. He's not only the guy in the jungle.
yeah, he played
he's the pizza
Donatello,
boy.
right?
Well, yeah, no, I don't think he did. I think I got that wrong. I think it was Leo.
I'm pretty sure it was Donatello.
Shut your face. But he was also the pizza delivery boy in Ninja Turtles 2.
Oh, okay.
Kino. And he was the kid in The Last Dragon. So, yeah. He's amazing. Good
Nice.
martial artist.
Okay. Well, we've got, like I said, we don't have release dates or anything like that yet for it, but
Yep, Donatello.
it's going to be, I mean, it's a James Gunn script and direction. I mean, it's a DC Guardians. And like
I'll buy in until he fails.
it feels that way.
Which
Like it
doesn't
feels
feel
that
like
way
it'll ever
because you
happen.
take that group of people, King Shark, Polka Dot Man, like all the really random, like you're talking about really digging into the depths of DC with the. I mean, King Shark, okay, but Polka Dot Man, like he's second only to Calendar Man,
Condiment Man.
and Condiment Man, and all of those things. So yeah, it's so we'll keep an eye out on that. you wonder if King Shark will be full CG. I imagine, of course, with the de-aging they do now, at least at this point, like CG. I mean, Sam Jackson looked like he was 25.
I can't.
It was.
I can't even wrap my brain around that.
Yeah.
Coulson too.
And well, right. And the thing is I think Coulson now at least looks more similar to what they made him look like, whereas Samuel Jackson looks totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's got his head's shaved. I mean, he just does not look. He's aged, you know. And
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, but he's just aged. And
Speaking of
it's interesting.
Speaking of Captain Marvel, $61.3 million on Friday.
Wow.
Tracking for $155 to $166 million opening. Worldwide should top $300 million by Sunday.
Were you guys
that
shocked?
Rotten Tomatoes.
Were you guys shocked at how few people were at the movie theater when we were there?
Oh, there?
Yeah.
Oh, in the parking lot?
Just in general, like when we left the balcony, kind of watched people walk out. I'm like, where is everybody?
Well, so they had they just had that one. They had the one screening, the one that we went to. But earlier that day, they released like 5 more screenings at like 7:10, 7:20, 7:30, 7:40.
Okay.
I think everybody was in there.
Gotcha.
So talking about this could be the second highest debut, only behind Black Panther. So
That's pretty cool.
Yep, it is.
Do you think that means we'll get a Captain Marvel 2?
Oh, I think that's a given.
Yeah, it's called Endgame.
Yeah.
That's Captain Marvel 1.5.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I don't see how you don't have a sequel to that.
Yeah, it'll.
I really don't.
It'll absolutely.
It's kind of like Guardians. Like when you watch Guardians, it's like, okay, there's going to be a sequel because that's just too good.
Right?
Yep.
You know.
And they throw too many breadcrumbs down.
Oh, there's
Exactly.
way too many.
Exactly.
They have announced, the Russo brothers have announced that they are done editing Endgame. So it is done. It is complete. It is canned and ready to go.
It's awesome.
They have not yet. Determined, or they have not yet released the final runtime of it. Kevin Feige was doing an interview and basically said the last ones that people heard was about 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. And Kevin Feige said, he's like, here's the thing, we've screened it 4 times at this point. Not a single person ever left to go to the bathroom. So that
I'm
is
fine with 3 hours.
give me 4. I don't care. Like,
I'll take off work.
Given the depth of the movie, I think you have to at least stick to 3. I mean, I don't think you can shorten it much more than that.
yeah.
Because there's just so many things that they've got to tie up moving forward.
They have to tie things up, and then they have to set up
The next
new
phase,
phase. Yep.
yeah.
which I read very, very briefly. I kind of skimmed the article. Feige said that the next phase was going to have to do with the Eternals.
Really?
Did you guys hear that? Yeah.
I didn't read
I didn't
that.
see it.
It's
Interesting.
like the Collector and Ego, assuming Ego is...
It's awesome. And I didn't see the article that
All
you were
those
talking about,
guys.
so if you'll send it to me about the cameo, that'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah, we'll do. And that thing too, now going into this next phase, something they didn't really have when they were planning that originally, now they have the X-Men. Because that deal is done. Like Fox, whatever, that deal is either closed or is imminently closing. No more regulatory stuff in terms of that's going to get in the way. X-Men is going home, and so
Cool.
at that point, does that change your plan for Phase 2 now that you've got the X-Men around?
Surely.
You'd have to.
Yeah, you would hope.
You'd have
I mean,
to.
because there's just so many stories that haven't been told with X-Men.
Mm-hmm. And so many X-Men that are also Avengers sometimes. At least Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
True. That's very true.
Yeah.
Speaking of hope, there's been a lot of articles out about the new Star Wars amusement park that's opening in California and Orlando. Like, I'm not even as much of a diehard about this as Nick is, but this literally sounds like something out of another world. Like, the articles that they've talked about, in terms of the people who have gone and they've seen it, they said it is unlike anything you have ever seen in your life. Like, it is literally like walking into a Star Wars movie.
That doesn't surprise me. That's how the Harry Potter stuff was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Universal.
All the stuff I've seen from the Harry Potter, like people walking in the Harry Potter world, I mean, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty excited about it, just from a fan standpoint, and then from what it sounds like, the one we're going to Florida. We're going to the Disney World in Florida. It sounds like it'll be open by the time we go. So
Disney opening
kind of
Disney World
excited
in
about
Florida on August 29th is when it opens in Florida. California, it will open May 31st.
yeah. So we're going next year, so it'll be perfect. They can work
Yep.
out all the kinks.
Yeah, and they said basically you will have to get tickets per se, like make reservations. It doesn't cost anything. Like
You just have to.
you have to
sign
get
up.
you'd have to get into the park and all that other stuff. But just from purely a crowd control standpoint, like they've got to get that. So, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is what it's called.
Is that the same for both?
It is the same for both.
Okay.
So it said on opening day, visitors will be able to get behind the controls of the Millennium Falcon in something called Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. However, you're going to have to wait until later in the year to experience the second main attraction, which is called Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, which brings guests through a virtual battle between the Resistance and the First Order, including an epic face-off with Kylo Ren. So, what some people have said is that there will be basically Tupac-style holograms of Daisy Ridley as Rey and Kylo Ren, all voiced and acted by Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley, all of those things. So, it is going to be. That is going to be the ultimate test in like people flow through an area, because that's going to be nuts.
Well, and I think Disney's got that pretty well under wraps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would think so.
Did you know that Disney is like the best place to have a medical issue?
Yeah, they've got a full hospital there.
Under it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just pull you into the store and drop you down into the hospital.
I'd rather have that in the hospital.
But it's a full serviced hospital under
So
Disney.
you're not having to go. You just
Yeah, literally, like you're talking full surgery suites, surgeons.
They've got
the whole thing.
everything you need there.
Yeah, it's why some
That's
people.
how they froze Walt Disney.
He's somewhere underneath the snow cone
But I mean,
shack.
That was
The-
very good.
The reason for
very
that,
good.
truthfully, the reason for that is it's the happiest place on earth. You don't want a report of somebody not making it out of there.
Yeah. You don't really want the surgical suites to be above ground.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that was cool.
And on
It's a
this
neat
tour,
thing.
if you look to your right, someone's having an appendectomy. So,
You see all the Disney characters in scrubs holding scalpels.
why is Mickey
Wow.
cutting that person? That's also why some people, I mean, no joke, instead of going into a retirement home, they go on cruise ships. And they just hop from cruise ship to cruise ship, because all the medical and everything you have there is there, and it's cheaper than being in a retirement home.
I did not know that people did that.
You didn't know that
Didn't
people, yeah.
No.
Yeah, people will go basically, instead of going to a retirement home because they're obscenely expensive, they will literally go from cruise to cruise to cruise, because there's doctors and everything all on the ship. And it's cheaper to do that than it is to live in like a full service retirement home type thing.
I mean, they could just move to Canada.
They could.
It's cheaper there.
Yeah. But then you don't get to like hang out
You
on.
get to travel.
Exactly. We'll be 90 years old and withering on a deck of
Yes,
a
man.
cruise ship.
I mean,
so.
about the fourth time I get enterovirus from being on a cruise ship. I think I'm good.
There's Mom. Hey,
Now
Mom.
you know why they have the doctors.
Yeah.
That's true.
I heard. Did you know that the Denver airport has a whole bunch of stuff underground in case anything ever happens?
So it is
Try to
a
time your apocalypse.
so
I would
the-
imagine most airports are that way, right?
Denver was built on one. Like there's part of that. So there's
Wait, it was built on what?
basically like a bomb. There's
Darn,
an,
I was hoping he was going to say Hope.
it was not built on that. No, but speaking of Denver, so obviously we're going to go to Denver Comic Con.
Airports are built on hope. So.
Exactly. We're going to go to Denver Comic Con. There is a
Fallout shelter.
No, this is even better. They've added a talking gargoyle in Denver's airport that literally from 8 to 5 or whatever it is, there's somebody who's controlling it, and they will literally it will have a conversation with you.
Well, we walked upstairs to that third
Yeah.
level in the airport, and we're like, what in the world is going on here?
Yeah, so
And we find out like there's all these hidden things about Denver.
Oh, Denver's airport is full of
Yeah.
craziness. But like somebody said, to dispel all the things about, whatever about the Denver airport, about being like an Illuminati headquarters and all this other stuff, literally they have this gargoyle, and there's these great videos online of people talking to it, or people just think it's a gargoyle, they're walking by, and he's like, hey, nice shirt. And they turn around, he's like, yeah, like orange is my favorite color. And it is freaking people out. There's somebody...
Where is it at in the airport?
I don't know yet. It's in there,
We'll
but...
have to find it.
Yeah, but it is it looks Like to the point that we need to find it.
Yes.
Like,
No, we
when
totally
go-
gotta find it.
we,
We
Can
have
you
to find it.
imagine
Yeah.
whoever's job that is, how fun that would be?
Oh,
Yeah.
man, hire me right now.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, that is Church's dream job.
Yes.
Like yeah, it really just to mess with people. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge also has original music composed by John Williams as well. And then there's a lot of different things. It says, filled with giant stone formations, it looks like petrified tree stumps that are 135 feet tall. That is big. It's going to be awesome. I'm
Yes.
excited. At some point,
I
we'll
mean,
get there.
I'm pumped.
It is going to be very cool. But some of the pictures, they've also released pictures of like all the food and all that other stuff. I'm sure it's going to cost like 9 million space credits, but whatever. You'll get there.
I wonder if they're gonna have blue milk.
Yes, they have a milk stand, blue milk, regular, and then the green stuff that Luke was drinking in Last Jedi, and she's about to vomit.
I don't want that.
I would totally try it just to try if it's milk.
I don't know.
You know what I
They
mean?
said
I
what it
think of
was.
that.
It's like green eggs and ham. I mean, it's just food dye.
Yeah.
You know.
What if it's mint flavored?
I honestly,
Ugh.
you may not be wrong.
Right?
There
Like
is
there's
something.
strawberry milk,
I'm out on that one. I hate mint.
All right, hang on. We're gonna look this up.
blueberry for the blue.
I used to when I was a kid. Like strawberry milk was my jam.
strawberry
But to the point. My mom posted an article in the chat. If people are watching on chat, New York Post article about the sassy gargoyle that chats with travelers at the Colorado airport. There is where is it going? Oh yeah, strawberry milk that I would use the syrup and stir whatever, but I put so much syrup in it that milk was almost blood red. Like, I mean, it was almost more.
I did the
syrup
same
than-
with chocolate milk, but I don't like strawberry milk at all.
Yeah, it was.
I found out there's this thing. It's called banana
I've tried
almond milk.
I haven't tried the almond milk, but
Banana
I've tried
flavored almond milk?
Nestle's banana milk.
Is it good?
Yeah. I
It
mean,
just seems like a weird thing.
I've never bought it again.
I guess it's like a smoothie, but it just seems like a weird thing.
It is, sir. Okay, so the legendary blue or green milk is served frozen.
Okay.
So,
So it's like an ice cream, maybe?
yep. Let's
Okay.
see. Refrigerated, blah, blah, blah.
It's blue milk
Yeah,
or green milk.
and it's frozen. So
So
I
it's ice cream.
imagine it's not milk because frozen milk is about one of the worst things ever.
I like a milkshake.
I bet it's
milk.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Where do they get green milk from?
Food dye.
Yeah. Or
I'm
whatever
sure.
that
Yeah,
creature was
yeah,
on the thing.
Yeah.
So,
Luke just taking a swig.
yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey, thing at that point, you've been on an island by yourself. Like you just deal with it.
You have to admit, he was probably trying to scare her off. Like, this guy's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
I'm out of
the
here.
way
That
he
is
looked at
absolutely
her.
a. This is what you're gonna deal with if you stick around.
This is what's waiting for you here.
This
Yes.
is me. This is Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
This is also me.
You want some lessons from me?
Speaking of Disney, it has been confirmed that Disney is vaulting the vault system that they have, basically where they vault movies where you can't buy them anymore.
The Disney Vault.
The Disney Vault is being vaulted, and everything will be on the Disney streaming service. However, they lie. I'm fairly certain probably that early, highly racist, whatever
Yeah.
movie that was.
Song
That
of the South?
yes,
Yeah.
that will
Song of the South probably will not
that
be
will
on
not make it. So the launch of Disney Plus will mean that all 57 feature films produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios will be available. So whether or not it's going to be available immediately or not, we don't know. But then you're also going to have obviously the Star Wars and the Marvel franchises there as well.
Wasn't that where Zippity Doodah came from?
Zippity Doodah?
I thought it was Song of the South.
No,
I thought that was Mary Poppins.
it's not Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins is supercalifragilistic.
Yeah.
I just figured made up words, Mary Poppins. Like,
No, but it's not. It's not the one you said. What is it?
Lynn says he'll leave
It
Galaxy.
is. It's from Song of the South.
Really?
I'm
I
not
don't know. I guess I've seen this movie and I don't realize it.
I would be surprised if you may have seen the Zippity Doodah part because that part still gets clipped, but there are other parts of the movie that like Disney's spent a fortune burying them. Like I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
I remember
Probably
it
gets
was
taken down
on.
every day.
It was on Disney Channel when I was a kid.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
that's where
I
I
watched
saw
it
it.
and I was like, "Mom, what's this? What's that?" Because there's a term
Yes.
that I will not say, and I just thought that's weird. And she was like, well, click, and that was good.
Yeah.
So I forgot about it, but yeah, a couple years ago when I remembered, I was like, wow. Good thing they froze him.
Yep. Froze him or just his head. One
Yeah,
of the two.
I don't remember watching this ever. I'm looking at screenshots of it. I don't recall it at all.
Yeah. In other TV news, there happens to be this. I don't know if you've ever seen the show either. It's a little show called Game of Thrones.
What is that about?
Is it new?
It's Duck Duck Goose, basically.
What's it
It's a
on,
Game of
Netflix?
Thrones. Yeah,
Is it Ragnarok?
it is.
It's not on Netflix.
It's a competition.
Because I've been
Yeah.
scooping
like
it out on Netflix.
gladiators.
Is it? It's
It's
not
the
a
Hunger
Netflix
Games,
original.
the Game of Thrones.
No, it's not. It's not a Netflix original.
Which
Is it
really
Prime?
actually
I've
is not
watched
that
all
off.
of
Right, it's not that off.
Is it a Prime original?
Hunger Games for royalty.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it on? Oh,
It's
I
on
know what you're
Crackle.
talking about. It's on Crackle. I was gonna say-
It's on Crackle. So they released a new trailer for the 8th and final season of Game of Thrones.
Which I have not watched yet.
It took a whopping 24 hours for it to be watched 81 million times. It is an amazing trailer. It is very cool. The season 7 trailer for Game of Thrones only garnered a meager 61 million views in the first day.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. So yeah, we've got. So yeah, that's coming up soon, April 14th. We're almost a month away from season 8.
Pretty excited. Joni and I have been rewatching the other seasons.
Okay, has everybody here watched Game of Thrones?
I read the books.
Okay.
So
We're caught up all the way. We were just rewatching it.
You watch Game of Thrones?
Hmm?
Okay. Who do you think's standing at the end? You don't know because the books aren't even that far yet.
The books aren't that far yet.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No.
They caught
Wow.
up to the books and he still hasn't released it, so they had to start doing their own
What?
stuff.
At what point did they catch up to the books?
6?
6.
Season 6.
I think so, yeah.
So how many? There's what? 4 books? 5 books?
5. Maybe 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 or 6.
Who's standing at the
So
end?
do we need to
Like, you mean who
write
gets
down
the
picks
Iron Throne?
right now?
Yeah, let's put this up. Let's put this on the interweb. Who wins at the end?
I would say Danny and John, but I think John's not gonna. I think he's gonna sacrifice himself for some Danny.
Okay.
Not everyone's going to be dead, of course.
I think everyone's going to be dead.
I don't think everyone's gonna be dead.
Yeah.
I think Tyrion's gonna bow out very early.
I don't know. See, that's the...
No, I'm gonna be left with dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, once the dragons become very, very self-aware.
I think, is it the... I mean, would it be the ultimate, just, mind screw that, at the end, literally the dragons turn on everybody and everybody's dead? There's nobody. It's
Like, we've been fighting this battle. We hungry.
Right?
Exactly. You locked me up. Yeah. Lynn says everyone is dead. Dragons eat them all.
Yep.
See,
I don't think so.
I
Dinosaur
don't...
I'm not
kills
serious.
man.
I think Danny.
I think that's
You
a
think
bunch
Danny?
of broken TVs if that happens.
Oh, it will be.
People
But
just
they haven't shied
launching
away from
stuff
through
that
their
already.
screen.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
you love all these characters?
Let me
Watch
murder
this
them
wedding
all.
scene.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, that's why I couldn't
watch
watch
this
it.
fight scene. Make a meme out
Oh,
of it.
because you
Because
knew
I'd
what
already
was
read
coming.
it.
Yeah.
And I watched up and right before the red wedding, and I was like, I can't do this again. I
One-
already had to warn you guys when I read it. I can't do it
But
again.
One
the
of
thing,
the
the thing
most
about the
brutal
show,
scenes ever shown on
yeah,
television.
it was brutal. But I
Yeah.
didn't think it was as over the top. And granted, when I was watching it, the way in which I was watching it was not the highest quality video. So now that I'm watching it in high definition, I've started noticing other aspects of the show that I totally missed because the image was so bad. So
It's
I'm kind of
the-
excited about it. And we haven't got the red wedding yet. The second time around.
It's the... Yeah, here's the thing. The visuals are bad enough. It's the sound.
But that's what I'm saying. Is
yeah,
that like
there's
This was the
a
first.
particular sound that I'm just like, ugh.
This was the first series where I had to tell myself, don't fall in love with anyone. The minute you think you like someone, they will die. I was like, nope. Everyone I started to like, I was like, oh, they died.
Well, hopefully you didn't like Joffrey.
No.
Nobody likes
I
Joffrey.
was okay with him, but he's probably the only one.
See, the thing, I don't know. I just think that somebody like Danny or John or anybody like that is too obvious. Like
true.
the
gonna
only
be
person,
Tyrion.
the only person who I think, like the only person savvy enough to live through it all
gonna
is
be Sam.
Arya. Like,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah.
I wonder if it's Arya.
like, because that's the thing. She could murder everybody in their sleep. Like, now what happens with Sansa? I don't know, but no, that's the thing. She's the only one, I think, clever enough to see through everybody's positioning and whatever. Because even though, like, we know that there's going to be the big battle scene, stuff like that. I think you sent the article talking about. Was it you that sent the article about it's the biggest battle scene ever filmed? Somebody, yeah.
It's bigger than Helm's Deep.
Yep.
Bigger than Helm's Deep. Like, so, you know, so if that's an hour and 15 minutes, like even all this other stuff, they talked about, the directors talked about the fact that, like, you can't just show a battle for that long. Like, there's going to be other stuff focusing on other people. We watched that show long enough to know that people are going to be plotting as things are happening. And I think Arya is the only one smart enough to not get caught up in that stuff. Plus, if she tames a dragon, it's over. Like, she's just, everybody's going to die. Like,
Well, and what if? I mean, because this is kind of on the nose too. But what if the Night King ends up on the throne? I mean, he did touch a dragon and took control of it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there is that, and he made the wall. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen
No, I know.
season 7,
I know.
but
most of the spoilers.
yeah,
It's too
but
big
you
to
know he basically made the wall
yeah.
just crumble.
Everyone noticed
So-
that Tormund was back, right?
Yes.
In the trailer.
Yeah.
That was good.
That-
That was good. They kind of left that open-ended at the end of the finale.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see
I was
here.
very sad about that.
Jeremy, speaking of freezing, first mission after Anthem update froze on the mission review screen. That wrong freezing, Jeremy. That's not the Night King's fault.
It's your monitor's
Winter
issue.
is there.
Yeah, winter's arrived in Anthem. I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I really don't. I don't know. I don't know.
What if it is? I mean, it could be. Is it Bran?
Yeah, I was
Is it
about to
his
say,
name?
what if it's
Bran
Bran?
Stark?
But what if Bran's the Night King?
Yeah, because they did kind of lead it that way, that might be the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, because
What if at the end, like it's John, and he's standing up there, and he's like, me and Bran are gonna, and Bran just stands up behind him, and it's like, stab.
Bran's
Sucker.
Bran's.
I didn't need this chair.
the whole time.
No.
Bait
You
and
guys
switch.
carried me. That was great.
Yeah.
I could have walked the whole
I'm
time.
gonna
They're
say
like
that's probably
Hodor,
not what
whole
it is.
Bran.
Yeah.
Like,
And you see a flashback to when he got pushed out of the window, and he just lands right on his feet.
yeah,
That's what I was telling Joni.
cat.
Like,
Like a cat.
when we were
like
rewatching
a
it.
Flerken.
Like a Flerken.
When we were rewatching it, he hasn't seen it. He didn't know
Flerken
what you're talking
Bran.
about.
Yeah.
I was telling Joni, I'm like, that was the most like devastating scene that I remember, was when you realize why Hodor says Hodor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was draining because you realize what it is. You
Yep.
know?
Yes.
I don't know.
It is, and,
And she
now
goes,
it makes it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a lot
I do
of
not know what we're talking
heartbreaking
about.
moments.
It's like, it was like the biggest thing in that episode.
That may have been the biggest thing in that season.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's up there for
Yeah.
probably the biggest reveal of the
Probably.
series, possibly.
Top 5 easy.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
if you try and rewatch it now, every time Hodor says Hodor, you're gonna go, oh,
Well, we've
Hodor.
been rewatching it.
Ah.
We're on like season 2, episode
stop
8.
saying it.
We won't make the April 14th deadline, but that's
Yeah.
okay. We started too late.
Well, speaking of blood and guts and brutality, Rambo Last Blood has a release date, September 20th, 2019. I'm there. I'm down. I love Rambo movies.
I guess I gotta watch the first one.
First Blood?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen First Blood?
I wasn't.
Isn't that Rambo Part 2, First Blood?
No, it's Rambo First Blood and then First
Is the
Blood
first
Part.
one?
Yeah, First Blood is the first one.
What's the second one?
First Blood Part 2.
They're really reaching on those titles there.
But here's the thing: the
It
first
does
one,
sound better than Second Blood.
the first one, there's
You're no blood.
there's a huge difference between the first one and the second one. Like, there's you don't make me bleed my own blood.
That's not what he's talking about. I can't repeat what he's talking about.
I'm pretty sure I heard him.
Yeah. So yeah, September 20th. It is his last hurrah as Rambo. He is 71 years old. So what they said Rambo Fast Blood. Rambo Last Blood finds John Rambo coping with intense PTSD while living in a ranch in Arizona, trying to pick up casual work whenever he can. Soon his friend and estate manager Maria informs him that her granddaughter went missing after crossing into Mexico for a party, as it happens. So John travels south of the border to find the youngster. The quest quickly turns into a violent descent into hell as Rambo uncovers a sex trafficking ring, teaming up with a journalist whose half-sister has also been kidnapped. He has to deploy all of his skills to save the girls and bring down a vicious crime lord. All I want is a repeat of the scene at the end of Rambo 4 when he's in the back of the Jeep with a 50 cal. One of the bloodiest scenes you'll ever see on cinema. It's amazing. Just because it's a Rambo movie. Like, you're not grossed out by it, because it's a Rambo movie. Like, that's what it is. But, yeah, I'm excited about that. So, alrighty.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've not seen that.
I'm excited for it.
Sweet.
I'll go see it.
We'll do a...
I haven't seen any of the others.
You've got to be kidding me.
Nope.
You've never seen any Rambo movie,
Haven't
period?
seen a Rambo. However, I have seen UHF, in which Weird Al pretends to be Rambo for just a little bit.
But you've seen Hot Shots Part 2, so that's fairly close.
Yes.
But
And I've seen both the Hot Shots.
yeah, but see, so Rambo, the first Rambo is not. If you've never seen it, it is not what you expect it to be.
Okay.
And then once we go to 2, it's more of a Rambo as you expect it to be. 3 is straight up a Rambo movie. It's a weird one that nobody really references because he's in Afghanistan and he's helping the Taliban.
I have heard that.
And then you go to 4, but it's against the Russians.
So, I mean, it is something that happened.
Yeah, and then you go to 4.
Enemy of my enemy.
Yep, you go to 4, and then this will be the last one. So,
I've never seen Top Gun either.
Whatever.
I'm not sure if I believe you.
That's a wise call. I've
Yeah.
seen Top Gun 200 times.
Nice.
Well, then you're
Maybe
definitely...
not that many.
You need to see Captain Marvel.
Oh,
That's
we
all
will.
I'm gonna say.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Amazon Prime has released a new trailer for The Tick Season 2. So I mean, I did not watch Season 1, so
Did not
I'm
either.
excited. You guys
Did you?
should watch it. Yeah, it's hilarious.
I will take hilarious. How many episodes?
8 maybe?
Full hour or half hour?
Maybe 45.
Okay.
Is it half?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's
think it's
great.
22,
It's
sure.
so funny. It basically is just making fun of all superhero tropes, but it's great.
Excellent.
It captured.
Like, in
the
a
feel
good way.
of Tick.
Okay. Oh, the original?
Yeah.
Okay. See that?
He did a good job. I was a little apprehensive about it because I really liked Warburton.
Yeah.
He's good. He's really good.
I think Warburton is an executive producer
Is he?
for it. I've
Good.
seen his name on the credits, but I don't remember what for.
He was at a New Jersey Devils game recently.
Oh,
in
yes.
character as
David Putty.
Yeah. And then he fell on the ice as he was leaving.
That's true. Yep. Lynn says The Tick is the best superhero show on TV ever.
It is really good.
All right.
Is it better than Mantis? Is it?
I don't know. Mantis?
Yeah, remember Mantis on Fox?
Vaguely.
Like 20 years ago?
Maybe.
Wonderful show. Best show ever. It wasn't that great.
Yeah.
It was okay.
At some point, we need to start a streaming service of all just the bad shows. Like, so bad, people will watch them again. Because you got to figure the licensing rights have to be cheap.
I would think so. But you would
They
think
suck, so they must be cheap.
you would think some of these things would be streaming already though.
And they might be.
And a lot of them are hard to find.
Yeah.
And they're
Well,
not on DVD.
Some people don't want to remember their mistakes.
Blu-ray or
Now so much of...
wouldn't you rather make a profit on them though? Like, oh, it's horrible. Everyone can find them. But if
Yeah.
I can make some money off of them somehow,
Some-
that would really help my depression.
Somebody was telling me the other day that there's like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation or something
With McConaughey?
with McConaughey and
Yep.
Renee Zellweger.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
He says, all right in it.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Well, and so much of that stuff from the 80s and 90s, it's on YouTube now. You just watch it with ads.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
That's how we watched the Rambo cartoon
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Oh, the Rambo cartoon.
You can watch He-Man Masters of the Universe on YouTube,
Yeah, at some point that's going to be
like the movie.
public domain, yeah. But it's been a while.
Wait, motion picture?
Masters of the
With
Universe,
Courtney
yeah.
Cox
And Dolph
and Frank
Lundgren.
Langella.
Wow, yeah. See, everything, the most random movies you would never expect are getting 4K, really, like 4K remasters. I feel like He-Man needs one.
I don't know that they could though. I don't.
If it was shot on film, they could. Like they just remastered Cliffhanger of all movies. Speaking of Stallone, and it's incredible in 4K, and it's just a straight up film.
I wonder if there's enough fan base for that movie though. That's the deal.
I gotta figure there's more for He-Man Masters of the Universe than there is for Cliffhanger.
I don't know. Stallone's bigger.
I don't know.
Well,
they did that. And they
Dolph
did
Lundgren. I mean,
yeah, they did
What
that.
if-
And they did Air Force One too.
What if Stallone just financed his own for Cliffhanger?
That's true. He's like, man, I really like this movie.
I want to see it in 4K though.
Yeah. Here's a few $1 million.
Right.
Make this happen. Yeah. Let me go to a convention and charge $1,000 an autograph. So,
I'm holding out for Flight of the Navigator in 4K though.
that'd be cool.
yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah. Okay. That'd be
That would
good.
be a really good one.
All right. I have to add, who added the emoji showing up in court article? Is that you?
Yes.
Okay. This made me. Okay. This is from The Verge. I'm just literally going to read the first article. They're the first paragraph of the article. And this just makes me laugh. It says Bay Area prosecutors were trying to prove that a man arrested during a prostitution sting was guilty of pimping charges, and among the evidence was a series of Instagram DMs he allegedly sent to a woman. One read, and I'm quoting here, "Teamwork make the dream work," with high heels and a money bag emoji placed at the end. Prosecutor said the message implied a working relationship between the two of them. The defendant said it could mean he was trying to strike up a romantic relationship. Who was right? Apparently, emoji like conversations and things like that are showing up more and more in evidence for things.
I'm
like,
sure.
it
Well,
has-
because if they pull your text messages, it's going to
Yep.
be
and so yeah, it is absolutely because that's the thing. Like, it could mean any number of things.
I'm in
Like-
trouble if any of my text messages are just with the random stuff that I put. It's not going to make any sense, and it's just crazy.
Yep. It says in 2017, a couple in Israel was charged thousands of dollars in fees after a court ruled that their use of emoji to a landlord signaled an intent to rent his apartment. After sending an enthusiastic text confirming they wanted the apartment, which contained a string of emoji including a champagne bottle, a squirrel, a cornet, they stopped responding to the landlord's text and went to rent a different apartment. The court declared that the couple acted in bad faith, ruled that the, quote, icons conveyed great optimism that naturally led to the plaintiff's great reliance on the defendant's desire to rent his apartment.
Interesting.
So, what this means, be careful of your emoji use.
Yeah.
So,
Memes will be the next thing.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
And GIFs.
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 This isn't peanut butter.
GIF.
Thank you.
GIF.
Hey, I think it's GIF. I'm just more or less being irritable today.
I think it's GIF.
Yeah.
Hi, Katie.
So we've got, let's see, that really wraps everything. Hold on,
Yeah.
I may have stashed one last article about folding phones.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Galaxy Fold.
The Galaxy Fold, yes, one more article.
Only so many folds.
Two, okay. It's like, I can't, what? Like, how do you fold
The
this?
craziest thing to me about phones, I was having this conversation yesterday, for a while they were so gigantic.
Yeah.
And companies kept getting smaller,
Tiny.
smaller,
Yeah.
smaller. And now we're going in the complete opposite direction. We're going bigger, and now we're going back to the foldable kind. Like, why? Why? I just don't get it.
Lack of ideas.
I guess, I remember those, do you remember the T-Mobile Kicks?
Yeah, the, like,
So you
two-way.
could flip it around and
Yeah.
it's like a two-way. It was basically a smartphone before BlackBerry was super
Yeah.
popular.
I had one. It wasn't the Kick, but it had the slide-out keyboard.
Yeah. Those were cool, but I feel like this style phone far surpasses that.
And apparently Samsung is working on a pair of new foldable smartphones to follow its Galaxy
Nice,
Fold. But, yeah, I'm with you. Like,
Use that in court.
to the point that this phone here, like when phones get larger, it's technology driven in terms of processing power, camera power, stuff like that. People don't mind carrying a phone this size if you can, shoot a 4K movie on it. Motorola, though, they're bringing back a new version of the Razr, allegedly, also. That was probably one of the most popular phones ever.
I had one.
I had one
one
too.
as well.
Exploded.
It exploded?
Yeah, I was talking on that, and my ear started getting really hot all of a sudden. And I was like, I'm gonna let you go. And I hung up, and then it went poof, And the battery pack had exploded on it.
In your hand.
Okay, so
Did
I'm
you
just
throw it
gonna
several
say
times,
I'm
or
just gonna
what?
say this sounds a lot like Mission Impossible. She hangs up the phone and it
And
explodes.
it just goes.
It made like
It's
a
your
little,
mission if you choose to accept it.
Yeah.
This phone
made a
will
little
just
pop
self-destruct
noise.
in
Like
10
it
seconds.
wasn't like when the iPhones were catching on fire or anything, but it
Yeah.
was definitely.
iPhones never caught on fire. That was
Was it the
Samsung's.
Samsung? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the
iPhones
Samsung.
just bent when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
And now
Lynn,
these phones are bending on purpose.
Lynn makes a good Lynn makes a good point. He says most people are replacing their PCs with a portable device, so they need bigger screens. So that's a very excellent point.
Lynn is who I heard this from, and he was saying that when they had the the trade show,
Yeah.
the prototype, that they wouldn't let people play with it because it can only have so many folds before the screen starts to crease, and then it breaks.
Oh wow. Interesting.
So,
That
I mean,
is pretty
granted, it's
interesting.
like
Because didn't LG come out with like a TV that you could roll up?
The roll-up TV, yeah.
maybe.
Wouldn't that cause the same issues?
Well, I figure if you rolling versus folding is different. Like you're not going to
Yeah.
crease it.
I guess.
You just do like
Yeah.
you used to do with posters, and you put books on the corners to flatten it back out.
Nice. Yep. Galaxy
Touché.
Fold. People are complaining about the iPhone pricing. The Galaxy Fold is $1,980, and a lot of phone companies basically you can't subsidize that. Like you have to straight up buy the phone. So
Well, and the thing that Apple's been struggling with sales lately.
Yep, that's true.
I think we've reached a threshold where people are not going to pay that kind of money for a phone.
I think people will pay money for a phone. They just won't do it as often as they used to because, like you said, there's no innovation anymore.
Right.
Like my iPhone and your iPhone,
Are slightly different.
slightly different. Not enough for me to justify going and spending that money again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. Like, unless you can make right now, like a $1,000 iPhone or whatever is like $40 or $50 a month over a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
Which some people can deal with, but double that price, $100 a month for a phone. I'm with you.
Well,
No
and on
one's
top
paying
of
that
that,
money.
they won't let you. Like, let's just say your nerd thing, is to have the newest phone that comes out from Apple or the newest phone from Samsung or whatever.
Yeah.
And you save up because you know the price point of this phone. You have the cash in hand. They won't let you pay it right out.
That's what
You know?
Lynn had with his. He could pay a certain amount, and he paid most of it. But then they said the rest you have to have it
Yeah,
monthly payment.
It's ridiculous. Like they're not making any money on the phone if you finance it out. They're not losing any money, but they won't let you just pay it all off.
Right.
Yeah.
And he and I were talking the other day, and we're like, this is kind of like the new contract.
It is.
Because you have to stay with
But
that.
it's
Or
not.
pay it outright
Yeah.
when you end it, which is basically
Yeah.
like when you cancel your contract.
Yeah. No, it's not a contract though, because it doesn't say the word contract in it. It's an agreement.
It's an agreement now because you can get into
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But
Um,
that's my thing. Is like the only reason Johnny and I have the 8 pluses is because the deal made sense for both of us. But anything beyond what we got, because the X had just come out, like there's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not hurting to pay our bill, but also I'm not trying to pay that kind of money
an
for
extra
a phone
$100
bill.
whatever
Yeah.
dollars a month for
It's
a phone.
ridiculous.
To your point earlier, Samsung is working on the issue of the Galaxy Fold. They're trying to eliminate a crease that shows up after it's been folded about 10,000 times.
Wow.
So Samsung is also considering offering free screen replacements after releasing the product
That would be good.
after 10,000 times. There's the rev.
It'll
Where
be
have you
good
been,
until-
Josh? We're about to
We
get...
get until somebody starts replacing it like every month.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's
They
gonna be
just
like, and we're gonna start charging
keep
$25.
testing
Yeah, he's just
Oh,
like,
this is gonna be a $50 upcharge. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, this is $100. Yeah, it won't be so
yeah,
cool.
they start
after a
using
while.
their phone, like making it talk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that ought to be very interesting to see. But yeah, I'm with, like, there's really a folding phone, as much as it doesn't sound like innovation is about the biggest change and stuff like that. But there's no plans for Apple, at least at this point, that they've released to do anything like that. So, which is fine. Apple should just stick with what they need to stick to. So yeah, a lot of good, random, wild news today. Like, I really want to talk about Captain Marvel, but we
know.
can't.
Thanks,
we
Phil.
Can't. Well, here we wouldn't anyways, just on from the
I know.
spoiler
I'm just messing
standpoint.
around.
But it is worth going to see, fight some crowds, eat some popcorn, get a grand burger, and go watch Captain
Get
Marvel.
dessert.
Get to
and then have to request it again.
Yeah.
That's
When they
happened to
come-
me the last 3 times that we've gone to a
When they
movie.
come by too early to try to get your food, don't be afraid to be like, no, I'm still eating these fries.
Yeah. Well, it just
Use
kills
your
me.
fork if you have to.
I mean, I've ordered a sundae the last 3 times we've gone.
Yeah.
Because what I get as an appetizer is not even a full meal. And so then I'm like, okay, I'm done. All right, I'll just wait. Maybe they'll bring it. And when I can tell the movie's kind of getting to a crescendo, I'm like, all right, where's my... How long does it make to
Yeah.
hit the button? I need my sundae. They haven't brought that yet? No. That's why I'm asking
Yeah.
for it. You brought me my check and you charged me for it. But you
Yeah,
have
I've never
not brought it
Yep.
to me.
So, all right, before we go real quick, Phil found some Alf trading cards.
Alf.
I'm going to pop these open real
I
quick.
feel like that's on Prime. Or Hulu.
Is it?
It's
I feel like it is.
It's a Prime original.
Because we watched a couple of them.
John Stamos is
Do we
Alf.
have the bag of gum?
We have, yes, a Ziploc bag
Okay.
full of gum.
We watched a couple of them, and I was
Oh.
questioning my judgment.
Right. I feel like Alf might be one of those shows that it was really good as children.
It doesn't
But
hold
it
up.
might not have aged well. And you're just
Oh,
like,
I was meaning because my child was watching it, is what I was saying. Like, just the adult humor.
that's what I
in it.
mean. Like, you're like, I didn't understand all this as
Yeah,
a child.
yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone tried watching dinosaurs lately?
No, but it's pretty bad.
I remember the end of Dinosaurs.
Depressing.
Yeah.
So when the meteor hit.
Man, there's some detail on the back of those
Isn't that
cards.
funny that,
Yeah.
that in the kids show Dinosaurs, that's what they did?
Well, and there's even like, I remember thinking, because, you know, the baby was always like, not the mom, and like hitting the dad. Even as a
Here's
kid,
the-
I was like, that seems excessive.
An Alf sticker. That's pretty.
It's pretty fresh.
Here's the Booyah Baseball. Bart the Swollen Egg Lob. He plays for the Equinox Weenies. There it is. It is basically Alf as a baseball player.
I had an Alf, like, stuffed doll.
There is no more gum. You are safe.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
there's
if
no gum on that. There's also Batman Returns. We'll pop this real quick. But I was telling Phil, there is I've never seen one. Allegedly, in the Batman Returns set, there was a small run of Danny DeVito signed cards, and that the extras ended up in the first series of the Batman the Animated Series trading cards.
Interesting.
Now, I will say these cards, like this is a real like straight up wax pack, but these were super high quality at the time. Like they
still look pretty good.
they're glossy. These are high quality stuff. At the time, there we go. There's a Keaton Batman. That's nice. So, there's a Michelle Pfeiffer Wonder Woman, Catwoman. Wait, no, that's not. Wait, is that her? Yeah. Interesting. So yeah, these are cool. No signed cards this time.
Drat.
Drat indeed.
You know, every time I see like the Macy's Day Parade or any parade with a whole bunch of really big balloons, I
You
always
keep
think
waiting
of
for
Batman.
Penguin to pop up.
Not Penguin,
You think
but
about
Joker.
the first one? Yeah. I don't trust with the gas.
Yeah,
So,
it's like, ugh.
yes. So, all right, this has been episode 117. Yes, of Gather the Nerds. Mother Flerken. So, we should be back next week with more stuff. We will talk about Captain Marvel next week. I imagine that will be a fairly long discussion because there will be plenty to get into. I'm going to try and see it again, I think. But until next week, I'm Kev, that's Nick.
See you guys.
Church 2.
I'm not evil.
Wait a minute.
Her face.
Be kind? Is that what you say?
Be kind, guys.
Sounds like such a foreign topic when you say it.
You think be kind? Okay.
I guess.
And Hannah too. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.